It's that time of year. We're going to be in Houston, Texas from April 1st to April 5th, celebrating the Lord's 57th annual Passover under Commanding General Yohana. Jam-packed, full of events, line dancing, fishing, horseback riding, rides for the kids, bounce houses, and the annual lamb slaughter held at the BH Ranch. And it ain't no party like the all-black party, the annual all-black party. 14149 Player Street in Houston, Texas. You know it's gonna be lit. All leading up to Saturday, April 4th, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. You still got time. Go to isupk.com to pay your Passover fee. 18 and over, $200. You do not want to miss the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Houston, Texas. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And you know what time it is. It's the Lord's 57th annual Passover, and it's going to be held in Houston, Texas on April 4th. Don't forget, bring your family, bring your friends, because this is going to be the time that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans can come under one roof in one house and to serve the Lord. It's that time. $200 per person. Don't forget, over the age of 17. Don't forget the Lord's Passover. It's coming.
Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written.
Shalom, shalom. You in live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Preaching Captain 10,000 Natazak Mashal, Isupk, under Commander General Yohana. Everybody in there, Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai, Most High in Christ. Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Jim Yahweh Shai Rakatham, Yahweh Shemal Alatham, by Jim Yahweh Shai. Everybody opportunity to get in there. All right. Okay, Most High in Christ. Got your message. All right. Yep, make sure. Got a big storm, a big wintry storm that's coming, so make sure that you are prepared. It's supposed to storm and snow. Talking about Saturday, and from Saturday to Sunday, make sure that everybody is aware. Get your everything ready. Have your candles. No sweat, all right. Get your candles, get your batteries, your flashlights. You understand? Your soups, your snow, your shovel, just in case they're expecting some inches. It could pass, but it is expected, so you do want to be prepared. All right, everybody, just make sure that you're prepared. All right, we're just gonna give everybody a few moments, get in here. All right. Questions while we're getting everybody coming in. Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatham. Yahweh Shemal Alatham by Shem Yahweh Shai. While we in the room, any questions? Just before we get started. Everybody in for a minute. All right. You've seen that President Europe is not they're not taking kindly to being treated like they not white men. President Trump decided that he was gonna try to force them to get down or lay down. Greenland had to remind them, like, hey, we already down. We already in NATO. Ain't no need to try to beat and abuse us and do all manner of evil and come invade us, they said we already on the same team. You understand? Hold up, what's going on here? Why is it showing like that? Okay, I see. I don't know why I changed that. All right, most high in Christ. Okay. All right, everybody, just make sure you hit that like. We're doing good. There's something in particular that is happening in the earth that's not commonly something that happens to blacks. It is common that happens to us. What's uncommon is that it's being done to the oppressor. He is not supposed to be treated like he is not a white man. He's supposed to have his good oppressor respect. He's supposed to get his good oppressor, you understand? He's supposed to be respected as a fellow white man. But what's happening now is a biblical prophecy that Commander General Yohana told us was coming, that we have been saying because the Lord told Commander General Yohana, because it was put in the Bible. It's a biblical prophecy. All right. That the oppressor is losing his power, his standing throughout the earth. America is on his last leg, but not just America. The rest of the oppressors rule over the earth. The Bible says that Esau is the end of the world. This Asian society is coming to an end, not the planet Earth, but the Asian society where so-called white people rule and control everything. That is what's coming to an end. You understand? Well, already that he was able to just terrorize and do as he so pleased to everyone all across the world. And the Lord had given him a time frame to be able to do so. The Lord gave him a time. You understand? But his time is coming to an end. And he knows his time is coming to an end. And they are doing everything that they can to try to extend that time, but they can't extend it beyond what the Lord has appointed. Like America is going to fall, but not just America, Europe and the rest of the world. The rest of their world is crumbling. The Europeans are losing their status, their authority throughout the world. And the white man is not going to give up his authority so easy. That's why he's threatening and bombing everybody, because he's not willing to just lay down his power or rulership just because his turn is over. He's not going to do that. You understand? Let's go. Chapter 18 and verse 10. Shalom ya tawab tazarai. Yahweh Shemal Tabai Shimyaw Shah Akwab. Shalom ya tawab. We're going to go to Job. Much better. These prophecies are in the Bible. All right. So now let's see. Job chapter 18 and verse 10. Job 8, chapter 18 and verse 10. Generations earlier, Renee Good would not have been an oppressor. She was the daughter of Esau. She was not supposed to get blasted in the face and you understand, have her head splattered all over her girlfriend or whatever she want to call the woman she was with. That's not supposed to happen. That's a sign of the time. As a matter of fact, before we go to Job chapter 18, the time and a place, but everything in Ecclesiastes Ecclesiastes 7 and let me see. Should be 7 and 7. No, but the third chapter, 3 and 7. I said it back. You're good to go through water, brother. I appreciate it. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Shema Shah. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. Shalom, brother. Yahweh Shem Shabbat. All right, let's get on. You got 3 and 1 to call Sapar. Now I have Yaquab read it. You got it?
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. So everything there is a season.
Salaki, sir, can you hear us? Salaki, I think you froze on our end.
I heard you start, and then you went out.
Okay, he's back. Go ahead. Come.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season.
I heard you, Gerard. To everything there's a season. There's a season for everything. You understand? 4 seasons in a year. 3 months per season. It's not season just change the season when the Lord frost to cleanse everything. There's a season for rulership. There's a season for power. There's a time for everything that the Lord is going to explain. Keep going.
And a time to every purpose under the heaven.
There's time to every purpose under the heaven. There's a time for a purpose. The Lord has made all things for a purpose. And it's so different. You've been raised because of my hugging and stockings, rocking you back and forth, and nice sweet songs. Jesus can work it out and dancing and emotions, but that's not God in the Bible. That's not God in the Bible. According to the Bible, the Lord is a man of war. He's not mommy. He's nothing like a woman. He's a father. You understand? And a father with rules and order that has a time and a purpose. And for a time, we have been in captivity under our oppressor for the purpose of teaching us of the incorrect way that we have chosen as a people to live. That the punishment of being under the white man and these other nations was to correct us. It wasn't for us to try to fit in, to try to make this captivity our life, which is what religious leaders and Christian preachers taught us, to make this our life, to make this suffering, this captivity, having our names and identities change, and the religion and cultures of the other nations of people, that this was supposed to be our life. This is not the way that God created life. Shalom says, this is not how the Lord created life. God didn't make life to be this way. And this way of life that we have known is called being in the world, being in this captivity. That way of life is coming to an end. That's why all blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans must come into the Isupk to learn God's property. If you are a young brother, a little boy, a little girl, a baby, a child, an older woman, grandma, mother, and father. You understand? All right, everybody just reply, you understand? Everybody let us know if you're able to see and hear clearly. Just give us that. Just answer that question real quick before we keep going. There's a time and a purpose for everything. All right. Everything. There's a time of war and peace, a time to destroy. All time is not a time of wonderful things. It's not always a time to be happy. It's not always a time to prosper. It's not always a time to fit in. Sometimes it's a time to be angry, to be sad, to mourn, to be frustrated, to fight, to war, to battle. That's why the Lord gives us instructions about how to do all the above and how to handle all of those seasons, how to deal with them, how to navigate them so that we are not thrown by our emotions, by how we feel, by what we see. You understand? All right, so keep going. All right, looks like we dropped. Everybody give me ones. Yaquad looks like they dropped off. Yaquad, give me Ecclesiastes 3 and 1.
Come on, Khan. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season. And a time. To every purpose under the heaven.
Everything there's a season. Right. Every purpose under the heaven. Give me verse 2.
Verse 2. A time to be born.
There is a time to be born. There's a time when you're born. You're a baby. You're young. You don't have teeth. You can't see that well. You can't walk. You can't talk for yourself. You are completely at the mercy of people who have to love and structure their world and their society around you so that you don't die, so that you don't freeze, so that you don't burn up, so that all the tops is on and the cabinets is closed and the windows is shut. Everything must be readjusted. There's a time frame for things to be done. We are in a time frame when you come into the truth where we have to readjust and learn life again. That time we're being born to the Isupk to look away. Keep going.
And a time to die.
There's a time to be born, to die. There is a time to die. You will live indefinitely like the Christian church teaches. They fail to teach our people there is a time to die. Don't prepare our people for a time to die. Say you're going to live forever and magically just float off into heaven. That's why our people don't take health seriously. Don't take insurance seriously. Don't take order, rank and order. These things are put in place not as suggestions so that you can maintain family once you are gone. When it came time for our forefather Abraham to die, he made sure that his son Isaac had good instruction and the Lord continue. When it came to father, he made 12 instructions before how to make faith most high, how to continue our tradition. And Mattathias to die. He gave instructions to his son to die. He gave instructions to Joshua. Time for Christ, he gave instructions to Peter. And loves instructions, not songs and hugs and kisses and memories. You understand? Don't get trapped into Christianity, into a false sense of spirituality, sitting in the damn graveyard trying to talk to some deceased relative for 20, 30 years. I had. And I listened to a song from Birdman. Birdman, a very long music career. You know him. He one of the co-founders of Cash Money Records. And one of his old songs from 1998, from his old album, I'm rapping, I'm balling, I got gold, I'm shining, fucking the police. I visit my mama's grave 3 times a week. You understand? You should not visit some graves over and over again, trying to talk to some deceased relative. There is a time we don't worship the dead. And that's a very important thing, because our people get trapped understanding how God set life up. There's a time to mourn. You understand? There's also a time when that relative or that loved one that you lost will come back into the earth again. They don't stay dead indefinitely. You understand? Just want to help somebody out there, because you hear that a lot. Once they die, your spirit goes to the Most High. Your spirit goes to the Lord to be judged. He sends that spirit back in a new body when it is a time to be born again. Several generations later, then you will live again. The important thing is to live the life you have now, the way that the Lord said, so when you come back, not only with the future generations of you, of your people, and whoever it is that you miss and love so much now that they're gone. You understand? That's why we're working to build up the kingdom of Christ. You understand? Because there's a time, and this time frame our oppressor has, his time is running out. All right? There's a time to die. Keep going.
A time to plant.
There's a time to plant. You plant seeds, you plant things into the ground. There's a time. Keep going.
And a time to pluck up that which is planted.
There's a time to pluck up. There's a time to pluck up what you planted. You got to dig into the ground and pluck it up like corn, like farming metaphors, because the Lord made us a very skillful nation. You don't understand agriculture and farming and crops and planting, you will have a very hard time. Blacks and Latinos have a problem with is getting food. That's why Commander General Yohana has food programs. Shalom. All right. Let me get back to the school. Pick up where you left off. Shalom, brother. All right. Yaquab, take me to Job chapter 18 and hold verse chapter 3 and verse 3 up at the school. Seems like you coming in a little clearer.
Salakia, sir. What was the verse? Salakia, sir.
So the cause must see.
Hey, listen. Listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash.
Shalom, Israel, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And you know what time it is. It's the Lord's 57th annual Passover. And it's going to be held in Houston, Texas on April 4th. Don't forget, bring your family, bring your friends. Because this is going to be the time that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans can come under one roof in one house and to serve the Lord. It's that time. $200 per person. Don't forget, over the age of 17. Don't forget the Lord's Passover. It's coming.
Kingdom's ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written.
All right. Shalom, shalom. What about now? Let's see if y'all can be getting some better, clearer. Like, okay, let's see.
Karawakan, sir. We were trying to see which scripture you wanted us to hold.
Okay, you sound good. All right. Right. Whoever was reading, go ahead and read. 3 and 3. No, that's not it.
Verse 3. A time to kill.
There's a time to kill. That's what the Lord said. There's a time. There's a time frame for that. That's what the Lord said. That's why he had it set up that way. All the time is not a time to live. It's a time for the oppressor to go to war with himself. There's a time for that. You understand? It's a time for his empire to be plucked up. What he's doing, he's destroying it with his own hands. There's a time for that. Keep going.
And a time to heal.
All right. I'll keep going. Fixed.
A time to break down. And a time to build up.
There's a time to break down. That's who we are. It's a time to break down. Things are being broken down that have been established for a very long time. The Christian church is crumbling. It's crumbling fast, quick, and with a hurry. It's being wiped out. And it's being wiped out because the Spirit of the Lord is now flourishing in the earth. Brothers and sisters, awaken. Stop being Christians. And we stop serving the gods of the other nations. And we stopped going to church. We've given up drug dealing and gang banging and weed and cocaine and Rastafarianism and all the other cultures of the other nations of people who God had told us to be separate from the beginning. Well, that time for us to follow them is over. And it's time for us to serve the Most High. All right. Let's see what that is. All right. Bear with a moment. Let's look at this.
I think it's better now. It seems a lot better now. Right.
Okay.
At first, it was like every other word we was missing.
Let me get Job chapter 18 and verse 10.
All right, you got it. You can read it whenever you got it.
Come. The book of Job, chapter 18, verse 10. The snare is laid for him in the ground.
There's a trap laid for our oppressor in the ground right now. There's a trap laid for him. And he set this trap centuries ago. And he forgot all about it. A snare is a trap. It's a specific type of trap. It's something that you don't see. You want to explore. The Lord laid this trap for him. You never thought he would have to face judgment for the evil that he's doing. But God said it's a trap laid for him. Keep going.
And a trap for him in the way.
In the way. It's in the way of somewhere. It's in the ground, expecting for it to be. But it's already laid. Keep going.
Verse 11.
Keep going.
Terror shall make him afraid on every side.
The Lord said, terror shall make him afraid.
The Lord said, terror shall make him afraid.
On every side.
On every side.
Now, this is not just the oppressor sitting in America. The oppressor that has done terrible, evil crimes forever, not just in America, but in Spain, in France, in Portugal, in Italy, Germany, all throughout Europe. They've been able to rape, rob, pillage, and plunder, chiefly the children of Israel, for centuries. Since the 1400s, since they chased us out of our homeland in the Middle East and we fled into Africa. They wiped our temple out. They wiped out our empire in the 70 AD destruction. That has been going on, and we have been on the run from a people that have hunted our steps across several continents. Well, now there's a trap that's been set for them that they cannot avoid it. They can't avoid this trap. They can't get out the way. They can't hide. Keep going.
And shall drive him to his feet.
The Lord said it's going to drive him to his feet. You're going to be driven to panic, driven to fear, driven to worry. The Danish military has been driven to his feet. Germany and France sending troops. Now they sent 10 troops. I don't know what 50 troops is supposed to do to the new Nazi regime's royal army of the Fuhrer, formerly known as the United States Navy Army Military. You understand? I don't know what that's supposed to do to them, but they sent 25 troops over. You understand? Their whole army is the size of one street gang. They sent the rolling 20s to go fight the army. But they scared. They driven to their feet. They know the smoke is coming and they cannot avoid it. They just passed the law. They proposed the law in Denmark, which is who manages Greenland, which is the land that Donald Trump is trying to force them to take, just like a good deviant. No don't mean no. You understand? You don't understand no. Well, they proposed the law to ban him and all of his descendants for 100 years from even coming to Greenland or Denmark because they driven to their feet. They preparing for war.
They preparing for tariffs. They preparing their soldiers, their shooters, their killers. This is biblical prophecy. They getting prepared. They're not able to rest. They're not at ease. They're not at peace. They scared. They terrified. This is what, because a trap is laid for them. They got a trap laid for them. Keep going, Yaquab. I mean, not Yaquab, Yabakar.
Go. Verse 12. His strength shall be hunger bitten.
The things that make him strong shall be hunger bitten. What is the oppressor's strength? Who knows what makes the oppressor strong? When it says his strength shall be hunger bitten. What is his strength?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
His weaponry, his military.
His weaponry, his military, that's right. What else? What makes the oppressor strong? What makes him strong? Answer in the chat there. Everybody make sure you hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. What makes the oppressor strong? How does he get his strength? Causes him to be strong. Where is he getting it from?
Salaki, sir.
Brother said Salaki, come on. Yaquab.
The Most High.
Well, the Lord is giving him his strength, but he don't trust in the Lord. He don't believe in the Lord. He not getting his strength from God. Donald Trump, no. When they killed Charlie Kirk, he said, you know, Charlie's probably in a better place than me. I doubt if they let me up there where he is. What makes the white man strong? His ability to deceive. That's correct, sis. His laws, statutes, and commandments. Well, that don't make him strong. That his commandments, he break his law and change the rules midway through the game. But that's a good guess, sis. Sister Zarakah. Deception and firearms. That's right. Lies, deception, firearms. Sister DeBar said the same thing. His ability to be deceiving. Where's all these troopers? Troopers, young men, brothers. What makes the white man strong? What makes him strong? It says his strength, his pride. There you go. His pride, his vanity, his arrogance. That makes him strong. Just like his guns, just like his military. All of these things make him strong. Make him real strong. Read that, what you said again, Yaquab. His what?
His strength shall be hunger bitten.
His strength, meaning the things that make him strong. What else makes him strong, y'all? I thought y'all not Americans. Y'all don't know what makes America strong? What makes the white man strong? What about his money, his euro, his dollars? You understand? His petrol, his oil, his gasoline. No sweat, sis. What about that? His army for sure. But his money, his economy. You understand? That's what makes him strong. Well, the things that would normally make him strong, they're going to be hunger bitten. To be hunger bitten is an analogy of you being hungry. And that hunger pain is eating away at you because you need something so that this pain will not stop. The things that would make you strong are going to cause you pain that you can't stop. The white man's ability to travel and kill everybody, like the Spanish Armada used to do, the Portuguese conquistadors, the British Armada, the British Empire, America, the Royal Navy, the German military, and the Nazis, and Napoleon of France, all of the white man's top killers and world-known savages travel and rob and pillage and bomb and say, hey, you a bad guy. You a terrorist. We're going to come kill you. You doing bad stuff. We're going to come take your country. We're going to come kidnap you like Maduro. We're going to get you like Saddam Hussein. We're going to bomb your country. Well, his ability and his strength to be able to travel and hurt people and use the media to lie on people and destroy them and flex his money and his oil and his resources. Now his oil flexing, that's going to cause him problems. His lust to steal people's minerals like they've been doing to Africa, like they've been doing to Haiti, like they've been doing to South America and Central America. They can't do that to Ukraine because Ukraine has something that South America and Africa and the Arabs do not have. And we're going to read it in just a second. They can't do that to Greenland because Greenland has something that South America, that the Venezuelans don't have. The El Salvadorians, they don't have this. The Mexicans, Isupk doesn't have this. The Gadites don't have this defense. The Cubans, the Castros, they don't have this thing that Greenland has, that Ukraine has, that Russia has, France and Germany have. They have something that the rest of the world doesn't have. Keep reading.
Come. And destruction shall be ready at his side.
Death is ready. Destruction is ready. They said if Donald Trump attacks Greenland, which I still believe he's going to do, because he lied about so much. I still believe he's going to do it anyway. He's a good, solid liar. He convinced you of a lie, but he trying to lie to other white men, and they don't trust him because they are also white men. You understand? He said, no, I ain't going to do it. Y'all think I'm going to do it. I ain't going to do it, y'all. I'm not going to do it. They steadily sending troops. They steadily said they ain't got but 15 troops, but they steadily sending troops. You understand? Keep going.
13. It shall devour the strength of his skin.
Devour what?
The strength of his skin.
Uh-oh. What is the strength of his skin, class? Type that in the chat. What is the strength of his skin? What is the strength of his skin? What does that mean? What does that mean? What is the strength of his skin? Yagadar? No. No, Yagadar. Damn it, Yagadar. Somebody else besides Yagadar. Where all the brothers at? Where all the brothers at? I seen a bunch of people, or the rest of y'all in the school. Okay.
Salaki, sir.
Yeah, I probably do. Go ahead. Who says Salaki?
That's me, Officer Yabakar, sir.
Go ahead, Yabakar.
White privilege?
Yes. Yagadar got it. That's right.
God.
It said the strength of his skin is something very specific that's biblical. Resources over other nations, that's what he steal. He conquer other nations and take their resources. That's right, sis. Sister Maya Call. This is the strength of his skin. God gave the white man his skin that makes him strong. Black people would call it the complexion for the protection. And that is biblical. Everybody knows that white skin color, that whiteness is protection, is biblical. We're going to go to it right now. Hold that. Give me Genesis, the 4th chapter. I'm going to show you how God gave the white man that skin color. That's not a natural skin color. Now, of course, in the UPK, we don't care about your skin color. You can be light, bright, damn near white, peach, sherbet, bright orange, dark brown, cocoa, cinnamon. You can be a crystal nigga. We don't care what you look like. But we do care who your father is. That's what we care. We don't care about your skin color. But God made a full race of people. And he put protection in that skin color. That complexion for the protection. If it ain't white, it ain't right. That's biblical, but it's not for a good reason. You understand? I'm going to show y'all in the Bible. God made that white skin for a purpose. It's for a purpose. Just like that's why we read in Ecclesiastes, there's a time and a purpose for every season under heaven. God made the white man for a reason. You understand? Give me their reception is better up at the school. Give me Genesis chapter 4 and 4. Let's see, what do we want? 14. Should be 4. We're going to read why, and then you'll have a better idea as to what was done and why this was done. 14 is the meat of it, but I want to get a little bit just so that y'all can see there. Everybody knows the story of Cain and Abel. All right. Cain and Abel were Adam's sons. These were not the first few men on the planet. These were the men on the planet that mattered, which were the children of Adam. When you go to Genesis chapter 4 and verse 1, it says Adam knew Eve, his wife, meaning Adam had sex with Eve. That's what it means to know Eve. And she conceived, meaning she got pregnant, because that's how you make babies. Not magical Jesus babies that God gets your woman pregnant and then she say, God did it. Like the Christian church teaches, that's not biblical. She conceived and bare Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord, meaning the Lord gave me a man. She looked and saw that this was a boy. It was very obvious. There's no confusion. Then she said she had another son, and this brother was named Abel or Kabal or Habal, Salakia. Habal is Hebrew. It means breath. He was a keeper of sheep. He was a shepherd, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. He worked the ground, deal with crops in the ground. Abel was a keeper of sheep. The Lord has always loved sheep. He always loved the shepherd. We were a nation of shepherds. That's the powerhouse of agriculture that runs an entire empire. If you don't have food, you cannot run an empire. That's why the Europeans kept leaving Europe. All they did was fight each other because they didn't have a good food supply. You understand? It says that Cain, when it came time to give an offering, Cain brought the fruit of the ground. He was the ground's keeper, some crops, some vegetables, whatever grows in the ground, which is not what God requires for an offering. And then Abel obeyed what the Lord requires. He brought an animal, a sheep to sacrifice, which is what the Lord requires. And the Lord loved Abel because he had obeyed his father. He obeyed the Most High because Adam taught them what to do. Cain had a spirit. He did not give a damn what God wanted. He always had a spirit to hate God. I want you to pay attention to this so that you can understand how this skin color that Job, the 18th chapter, is talking about came to be. It wasn't just for no reason. That's right. She popped up pregnant out of nowhere. That means Tank Top Tony got his finger in your cookie jar. That's right. Tank Top Joni. You understand? Late Night Lamont, Tank Top Shoney. You understand? Sneaky Steve, who went in there and got to your woman. God did not get your woman pregnant. That's a lie. You understand? So now the Lord was angry. The Lord did not accept Cain's offering, which is what it said in Genesis chapter 4 and verse 5. Now, Cain decided he did not want to obey God. As Genesis 4 and 5, it says, but unto Cain and to his offering, he had not respect. The Lord did not respect what Cain felt God should accept from him, even though both Cain and Abel fully knew what the Lord required. It wasn't like Cain didn't know, because they were both the children of Adam. Cain was very wroth. He was angry because he could not have an alternative to what God wanted. God said, I want this. Cain said, I'll give you what I think you deserve. The spirit of this man was always to challenge what God set up. It was always to be a rival to God from the very beginning. Mind you, they were born in paradise. They didn't have any reason. They didn't have any reason to you understand, to buck up against the Lord. And mother and dad was from paradise. We're going to get to it in just a second, young man. We're going to get to it, brother. Just hang tight. Now, Cain is angry, and the Lord asked him a question. In Genesis 4:6, he says, and the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? What you mad about? Just like a father would say, what's wrong with you, boy? Fix your face. What you whining about? What you crying about? And why is thy countenance fallen? This black man talk. This is a daddy talk. Fix your face, boy. Quit crying. What's wrong with you? Go over there moping and pouting about. And Cain, you understand, and he told him, if thou doest well, meaning if you did the right thing, like I asked you, shalt thou not be accepted? Why are you mad that you doing the wrong thing and you want to be accepted? You got a question to cause apart? Got your hand raised? Oh, okay. No sweat. He's saying, if you did the right thing, you would have been accepted. So what are you mad about? Are you supposed to be accepted for not doing what I said? And he told him, if thou doest not well, if you don't do the right thing, sin lieth at the door. Sin was always there. What is sin? The breaking of God's laws. 1 John 5:3. How can he talk to them about sin if they don't know the law? They did know the law because God gave Adam the law. Because the breath of life that he gave Adam after he finished creation, he gave Adam the breath of life on the Sabbath day. That's God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Adam taught them to his children. That's why they knew they were supposed to bring an offering to the Most High. But one brother decided he didn't give a damn about God. He was going to decide what God will or won't accept. And the Lord did not accept it. Verse 8 says, now I'm going to read some more because this is going to identify who it's talking about. He said, and if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto you shall be his desire, meaning every evil thing that sin is, you are going to promote sin. You are going to be the man of sin. You are going to be sin. And thou shalt rule over him, meaning you will be the man of sin. God told him this. And he was mad that he couldn't do the wrong thing and still be accepted. And his anger of God not accepting him, verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. This was his brother. Same mother, same father, lived together. He talked to his brother. And it came to pass when they were in the field. The white man loved being in the field. He loved hunting, cover himself with deer piss. He loved hunting in the field. That Cain rose up against his brother Abel and slew him. He took his own brother's life because he did something wrong. And he was upset that there was a consequence, that he couldn't get the reward of doing the right thing because he did the wrong thing. And that led him to murder his brother. You understand? And he still didn't care about the life he took. Just like they don't care about murdering Renee Good, Pam Bondi don't give a damn. Christy Noam don't give a damn. Tulsi Gabbard don't give a damn. The Border Patrol chief don't give a damn. J.D. Vance don't give a damn. Donald Trump don't give a damn. Pete Hegseth don't give a damn. Verse 10, the Lord said, And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Remember, the scripture said a trap is laid for him. A snare is laid in the ground. You done shed blood in the earth. And the white man never thought he would have to pay for all the people that he's murdered. Same way that Cain never thought he had to pay for the murder of his brother. He said, the voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth. God cursed Cain, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. You committed a murder. You understand? The Lord told him, when thou tillest the ground, Genesis 4:12, when you work the ground, because he used to work the ground. He used to deal with the crops, the vegetation, the farming, agriculture. It shall not henceforth, meaning from here on out, yield unto thee her strength. That's why they got to get Mexicans in the field. They got to get Isupk and Zebulon and Asher to work the fields to get them rich. That's why they were starving to death in Europe. You understand? That's why they had to come to the New World to get food. Europe barely had any food. They eating pigs and mice, horses, roaches. They didn't have no damn food up there. All the fruit and everything they got was from their trade around the world. That's why they got in the ship and had to travel and steal everything. From Spain, Portugal, France, England, Italy, Carthage, they had to travel and murder and steal because God cursed them from the very beginning for the evil that this man did. And he said, a fugitive, a wanted criminal, and a vagabond, someone with no home, no land belongs to the so-called oppressor, shalt thou be in the earth, the whole planet, nothing belongs to you. And this is what the oppressor, this is what the so-called white man said. Guess what he said? Did he say, I'm sorry? Did he say, oh, I murdered my mother, my father? I've taken his life. My poor brother, I took his life in my anger. Is that what he said? Did he say, I shouldn't have done this? Is that what he said? Did he say, my father, what is my dad going to think about after I took my brother's life? About my friends, my family? He didn't give a damn. He didn't care. This is the spirit of the so-called white man. He said, and Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. He didn't care at all that he just took somebody's life. That was the furthest thing from his mind. His mind thought, well, what about me? What's going to happen to me? Like, that's the spirit of these so-called white men. And he said, I'm a fugitive. Behold, thou hast driven me this day. You've driven me out from the face of the earth. Out from the face of the earth, meaning he's not going to live on the earth. That's why everywhere the white man go, he puts stone on the ground. You don't see the grass. You don't see the ground in the tree. He puts stone. He chopped down the trees and put stone. He come from the caves of the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. This is the origins of the so-called white man. And he said, from the face of the earth, you don't live on the earth. And from thy face, from the Lord's covering and protection, shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond, a wanted criminal and a homeless man in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me, whoever sees me, shall slay me. They're going to take my life. Because everybody knows I am the one that takes an innocent man's life. If you see me, I'm going to unalive something. I'm going to bomb and start a war, destroy your family, destroy your sons and daughters, your community, your mother, your father. Everybody will know this is me. And the Lord said unto him, that whosoever slayeth Cain, whoever touches you, vengeance, punishment shall be taken upon him taking on him sevenfold. You harm one white man, you're going to pay 7 times. They bombed the World Trade Tower, 9/11. 3,000 people died. Not all of them were white men, but some of them were white men. And they went and killed over 1 million Arabs in Iraq and Afghanistan. Bombed 10 dozen countries. The whole Middle East got bombed because of 9/11, except the Saudis, who the hijackers were all Saudis. They didn't get bombed because they were America's friend at the time. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain. He put a mark on him, lest any finding him should kill him, should take his life. There was a mark that was put on this man that was a difference, so that everybody on the earth knew when you saw this, you knew that this was a warning. Just like in nature, when you see an animal and they got bright colors, they got markings on them, you know this ain't no regular animal. Something is up. Regular frogs look like this, but this frog look different. Regular snakes is nice and pretty and they look a certain way, but not this one. Not with those colors, not with those stripes. Not like that. Something up. This is a different type of animal here. This is dangerous. This is poisonous. This is venomous. You can lose your life messing around with it. You understand? I want to show, probably not going to be able to show no images because we got, let me see. All right. But you know, when you see the animals, they're poisonous. They got different signs. They got venom. Their eyes are different. Their color is different. Well, the Lord put a mark so that you could tell that this is not a normal man. This is not a regular man. And that mark of killing your brother and challenging God, that mark was put on another man that was reborn into the earth, just like when we started with Ecclesiastes to set the 3rd chapter. There's a time to die, there's a time to born. That man was reincarnated back into the earth again in Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25. Yaquab, give me Genesis 25 and 25. I'm gonna come back to you in a second, Yabakar. Give me hold that scripture that you hold it.
Okay.
Yaquab, give me 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red.
The first one. This is a woman having a baby. Jacob and Rebekah. Salakia, Isaac and Rebekah were pregnant. Isaac got Rebekah pregnant. And she had a very rough pregnancy. They had twins. That rough pregnancy was with Jacob and Esau. Jacob, the forefathers of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Esau, the forefather of so-called Caucasians. This mark that God put on Cain was reborn back into the earth again. Cain did something that caused the Lord to take away his skin color, to take away his brown skin like everybody else on the earth had received. God put a mark on him. This mark and this spirit of Cain is born back into the earth again. We're reading about it right now. Keep reading, Yaquab.
Slack you, sir.
Come on, Yaquab.
All over like an hairy garment.
All over like a hairy garment. This is a caveman. This is what is being described. That baby. The Geico caveman. You understand? Just so that you can see. These pictures, these images here. Caveman. The caveman is not the forefather of all men. Everybody wasn't a caveman. Everybody's forefathers was not the cavemen. It's not everybody. The so-called white man, he's the caveman. You understand? He the caveman, not everybody. Without a Gillette razor and without shit, the white man would look like Cousin It. Let me get a picture for you. Keep reading. He came out red all over like a hairy garment.
And they called his name Esau.
They called his name Esau. They called him Esau, Ishaw, which means wasted away is he. He's a caveman. Trying to get an image up. Caveman. Trying to see if I can get a good image. They trying to clean it up now. See if I can get a good image. Ah, Neanderthal. That's what I'm looking for. The Neanderthal. There we go. Hairy all over. The Neanderthal. Let me see if I can get that. Cro-Magnon. Trying to get a better picture. See, the oppressor put his history, he put his spirit in the movies. The hills have eyes. All kind of weird creatures living up in the hills, all deformed and all kind of madness. You understand? Let's see. Caveman. All right. Trying to see if I can. That's right, sis. All of that is recorded in the Bible. All of it is recorded right in the Bible, sis. That's right. Let's see. Right in the Bible. Let's see. Here we go. Trying to share it. I ain't letting me share it. Bear with me just a moment. Let's see. Here we go. Neanderthal. All of that is in the Bible. It's right here. This caveman. See these images here? Okay, it's loading. There you go. This caveman. Read Genesis 25 and 25 again, Yahweh.
Book of Genesis 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment.
It came out red, like he was covered in an outfit. Soon as he was born, came out red all over, like a hairy garment. That's what he looked like. The Bible described it. Came out red all over like a hairy garment, like his body is covered in hair. You understand?
And they called his name Esau.
Uh-oh. They call his name Esau. Uh-oh. Call his name Esau.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
If I may. That is a ugly child to have right now. That is a sight to behold, sir.
Let's see. Like this here, you see Gillette razors. There we go. This is what you want. The white man promotes shaving. He promotes it because if he did not shave, unbeknownst to most black people, you don't actually get to see what the white man looks like. You don't get to see what they look like. This is what happens without all that waxing and Gillette razor and all of this here. This is what they would actually look like. You understand? I'm trying to get to it. This is what they would actually look like. You see this here? Hairy all over like a hairy garment. This is a regular white man. The Dagestani and the Wapistani. This is his regular skin. This ain't no outfit here. Read it again, Yaquah. Keep reading.
And the first came out.
Just read the whole scripture.
And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Right. This is what the so-called white man looks like without all that Gillette razor and shit. You don't know this is a damn monster. You don't know this is a monster. Black man might get a little hair here and there, but he ain't gonna turn into a damn werewolf. This is what's gonna grow out of a white man if he don't shave. If he don't get everything waxed and this and burnt off and clipped and all kind of drugs and chemicals in the soaps, and you wondering why you having all kind of allergic reaction. The world, he made a society for his people. You understand? This is his people. He needed genes and genetics to help make him more humane. This is the real. This is what God talked about in the Bible. This is a real man. The further and further, the less and less that you have American ingenuity and the German razors and the Dutch and the Swedish and all the waxing and back stripping and shaving and full body waxing, all of that, you think it's just for beautification. It's to hide the fact that the white man is a monster. God made him a monster. You understand? This is what he would look like without Gillette, without Schick, without waxing. They show you, they make pictures and try to redo history so that you don't know actual history. That's why they burning all the history books. This is a real one right here. This is real. Real man. What they really look like. You won't get to see it because at the second any light bit of hair will grow, most of them is just going to get rid of all of it. A brother might grow a beard his whole life. He won't be able to do this. He won't be able to do this here. Like Esau has worked tirelessly to improve his genetics. That's why he want DNA this and DNA ancestry this and this and this. He want to do that so that he can get the DNA from all them babies that black woman is aborting it every year. He need that good DNA so that his children will become more and more humane, so that they don't look like this, how their forefathers look. This is a regular one. Nothing special. It's just a regular one that you're seeing. You probably never was taught this growing up in church. They've been singing you songs. You looking at an old smooth-faced butterball white boy thinking that this is Jesus and an angel. You don't know you got a goddamn werewolf in there with you. You don't find out it's a monster till you get pulled over at a traffic stop. You looking at smooth skin and smooth faced and shaved. You don't know what the hell that is. Why? Because you have not been taught the Bible. You've been a Christian or a Muslim your whole life. You don't know that's a monster. You don't know that. You've been seeing Hulk Hogan spray painted brown for 40 damn years thinking that's natural. You've been seeing Donald Trump being spray painted orange like a goddamn Cheeto chip thinking that that's natural. That's not natural. They want to remember the Bible says the oppressor is the devil. The word devil means deceiver. God said the oppressor is the deceiver that the Bible speaks of, to trick you into believing in something that is not true. You understand? Get some more. This is what the Lord said. This is just a regular. This is regular. Nothing special here. This is a regular one. This is regular. See that there? He at the gym. He working out without chick, without waxing, without all of this. This is what you would see. It's what you would see. This is in the Bible. This is in the Bible. You understand? The first came out red, covered in hair like a garment. This is what the Bible describes. You see that there? This ain't the year 50, the year 300. This is real. Problem is Christians don't teach what's in the Bible. The further you go back east, you see the original state of Esau. You understand? It's a real man. The Lord said he was covered in hair like a garment, and he came out red. You understand? This is what God did to that baby, so that everyone will know that this is not to be treated like everybody else. Something is wrong. God don't love all the boys and girls and children of the world. Everybody not special in God's eyes. There was a purpose why God did this. You understand? All right. So now, you see that chick, that Gillette razor, that smooth face and that skin? That's what's covering up. Cousin it. That's what's covering up. You see this here? You don't actually know those other nations of people. You looking at them, you don't know what's walking around you. To you is normal. It's just everyday life and routine. You see Chad, you see Dave. This is what you used to see it. You don't know what happened if you let that garden grow. And it's gonna grow. It's gonna turn into something strange. If they don't strip that fur, you'll be looking at a living German Shepherd. All right, now take me back to what you were reading, Yaquab. Take me back to Job, the 18th chapter, and give me verse 11.
Come on. That was me, sir. That was Officer Yabakor.
Yabakar, Salaki, go ahead, Yabakar.
Come on. Job chapter 18, verse 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side.
God said terrors is going to make the oppressor afraid on every side. You see, they didn't strip the layer off of him. All nice and bright pink. You figure that's what it is. You figure that's what you really seeing. That ain't what's really there. Them spots and dots will take over. It'd be a damn forest growing on them. Keep going. The Lord said terrors would take hold of them on every side, everywhere they turn. The Middle East, the West, everywhere they go. And there's a reason why. Keep going.
And shall drive him to his feet.
And he's going to be driven, ready to fight and go to war. Drive him to his feet. Keep going.
Verse 12. His strength shall be hunger bitten.
The things that made him strong, they won't have power anymore. They're going to be hunger bitten. Keep going.
And destruction shall be ready at his side.
Warfare, destruction, and death. C-130s, Marines, armies, soldiers, sailors shall be ready at his side. See this here? They got to get the fur off of him. This is not a normal man. Keep going.
13. It shall devour the strength of his skin.
See, at one point in time, his skin had strength. He had a complexion for the protection. He was strong. But now, that same skin is going to be a liability. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a target. That same way that God had set it up to protect, that same way, now that skin ain't going to protect you no more. There was a time that God made Esau to have strength in his skin, that the skin was to protect him. There was a world built around protecting people with his skin. He reshaped the world under the white supremacist doctrine and theory with Christianity, westward expansion, all of the different branches of Christianity, so that the oppressor, who is the devil, that God put a mark on the man who sheds blood, who fights to rival God from the very beginning of the Bible, so that you can identify him. The Christian church been telling you your whole life that that's God, that that's Jesus, that that's the angels. Really, that's the devil that the Bible speaks of. God put such a blatant mark on him that you and Big Mama and Abuela have been deceived your whole life, thinking that that white skin meant he was close to God, when in reality, God put a mark to show you who the devil was. That was a warning. You understand? So keep going.
Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
The firstborn of death is coming. Hold me Ezekiel 35 and 5, Yaquab. Keep reading, Yabachar.
Okay. Verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle.
His confidence, the things that made him confident, is going to be uprooted from him. Out of his what?
Out of his tabernacle.
His tabernacle means his house. The white man felt so proud in America. We don't have dictators in America. We got democracy in America. We get to vote in America. We got the courts and the legislative and the Senate and all the branches of government. And we got parliament. We got all of this good whiteness so that we don't have evil dictators like they got over there in Africa, like Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un, like Mao Zedong, like evil African leaders and Idi Amin and dictators and Muammar Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. We don't beat our people. We don't hurt our people. We don't destroy our people. You understand? Seen a man at the beach when I was a child, back in arms, just like that. I couldn't believe it. Umi told me to stop staring. That's right. Said, don't look. Stop staring. It's impolite to stare. You had damn Adolf Hitler on the beach. You understand? The Wolfman prophecies on the damn beach. Keep going.
And it shall bring him to the king of terrors.
It's going to bring him to the king of terrors. That's talking about the Lord. The Lord is going to show him the king of terrors. See, they've thought that they've been able to terrorize and bomb and kill everybody for so long. They figured it for so long. You understand? That they've been able to terrorize everybody. But now that skin color got a tag on it. Denmark is not looking at in France and Germany. They ain't looking at the problem in Africa and Asia. They're looking at another white man with a missile, with a ship, with a navy, with an army, with a gun, with a rocket that's ready to come and steal their stuff. Ready to come with their killers and run up in their house. Ready to run on their land and steal their stuff, get their minerals, their resources, take their oil. The same way that they've been able to travel and take everybody else's oil. This is biblical prophecy. Keep reading, Yaqua.
Verse 15. It shall dwell in his tabernacle.
It's going to live. This trouble is going to live in your house. It's not going to be in Iraq overseas. It ain't going to be in overseas, in Lebanon and Egypt. It ain't going to be over in some faraway place. It's going to be in France. It's going to be in Germany. It's going to be in Brussels, in Denmark, in the Netherlands. It's going to be in the UK, Spain. That's where it's going to be. It's going to be in Poland, the Czech Republic, in Belarus, in the Ukraine, where all the Nazis are. That's where it's going to be. It's going to be in America, just like Christ prophesied. That's why Christ said, don't think that I come to do away with the law or the prophets. I didn't come to do away with them. I come to fulfill them. I come so that you know that God sent them prophets and what was said is real. That's what Christ came for. All right, give me Ezekiel 35:5, Yaquab.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
The Lord said this evil is coming because of a perpetual, a continual hatred that the so-called white man has had. Keep going.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the
And they
force
have
of the
shed
sword.
the blood because of crimes. They've shed the blood of the children of Israel. They committed murder, genocide, and atrocities. You understand? Come on, one more. That's why. And what is just a moment? Run this real quick.
It's that time of year. We're going to be in Houston, Texas from April 1st to April 5th, celebrating the Lord's 57th annual Passover under Commanding General Yohana. Jam-packed, full of events, line dancing, fishing, horseback riding, rides for the kids, bounce houses, and the annual lamb slaughter held at the BH Ranch. And it ain't no party like the all-black party, the annual all-black party. 14149 Player Street in Houston, Texas. You know it's gonna be lit. All leading up to Saturday, April 4th, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. You still got time. Go to isupk.com to pay your Passover fee. 18 and over, $200. You do not want to miss the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Houston, Texas. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.
All right, Most High in Christ, all right. So you pay your Passover fee, do your registration, everything. Make sure you pay your tithes as well. All right. But yes, that's what the Lord was saying. That's right, sister. They are a vile people, and the Lord warned us. The Lord put them in charge to punish us. And they forget everything, but not the hatred they have. That's right. That's right, sister. All right. So go ahead, keep reading, Yaquab. The Lord said they've shed the blood of the children of Israel. That's why the strength that the Lord gave him for his skin, that strength is now going to turn on. Go ahead.
By the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
In the time of our trouble. In the time where we were getting punished by the Lord. Keep going.
In the time that their iniquity had an end.
In the time that us sinning against the Lord so freely and us prospering, which is what we were doing, that's why we ended up in slavery. That's why we ended up on reservation and cargo slave ships and in ICE detention centers and getting beat to death and killed at traffic stops and overdosing on fentanyl and cocaine and heroin and Molly and oxycodone and getting shot in rap beefs and gang wars. Catching stray bullets, getting body slammed and beat up in the nursing home with West African nurses watching movies while you sit in piss and filth in your diaper. Don't halfway remember who you are or where you from. This is because our iniquity had an end. The Lord got fed up with being patient with us to stop sinning, and now came the judgments that he promised. We've been under those ever since, and now it's time for these things and that punishment to come to an end. Give me Isaiah chapter 47, Yabakar. Isaiah 47 and verse 3.
Okay.
You finished with that, Yaquab? That was the end of 6.
Come to one concert.
Hold Micah chapter 3 and chapter Salakia. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 2.
47:3. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
The Lord said the oppressor's nakedness shall be uncovered. He don't have it together. He is a dictator if he get an opportunity. He will turn the army on the citizens, just like the Iranian prime minister. He turned the army on the citizens. Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein turned the army on the citizens. Your nakedness, your shame shall be exposed. I thought it was wrong to break up families. You breaking up families of Latinos all the time. I thought racism was wrong. All men were created equal. You got a full-out racist in the White House. I thought you had to obey the courts and the rule of law. You said a brutal dictator. Now you got a dictator in there, but as long as they're not white, it's okay to abuse them. It's okay if they brown. They don't need to get a court. They don't need to see a lawyer. They don't have a right, human rights. They don't get their day for trial to defend themselves. You just throw them on a plane and send them to a prison in a gulag overseas somewhere. You throw them in somebody else's country, would throw them somewhere else for money. What America is doing right now is human trafficking. There's human trafficking. They're shipping people to places they've never been to. They're illegally deporting them without law, all kind of human rights, civil rights violations. This is exactly what Adolf Hitler did. And as America has called out dictators for their brutality and their disregard for the rule of law, they have kidnapped a president and his wife. They kidnapped Nicolas Maduro and his wife. When has somebody's wife ever been taken into custody? Not only did they go in and invade his country, they declared war on him, but they took him, they killed his soldiers, they killed his guard, and they kidnapped his wife. That is illegal. But they don't care about international courts or laws or rules, and their nakedness, their shame is being uncovered. See, it seemed like America was fair and just and righteous and wonderful, but blacks and Latinos and Native Americans have always said different. Now their nakedness is exposed to the world. So much so that the regular white man in Europe got to say, listen, we're going to have to go to war with you. We're going to have to fight you. We're going to have to threaten to shoot American soldiers on sight because of what you're doing. Your house is not in order. You got an evil man that by white people's standards, this is an evil man. And he did a bunch of rapes. He was convicted for a bunch of felonies. He talked about sexually assaulting and violating women as a joke. He didn't know his microphone was on. He in the Epstein files. He trying to distract us from it. They done went and took the files, said we're going to release him. Soon as he get in office, they swear it was no files. Files show up, witnesses show up, victims show up. They say, okay, we got the files. We just got to clean it up first. Okay, we're going to release a page. 15 pages of black whiteout. 15 pages, everything blacked out. There you go. See, we released it. Now your nakedness is exposed. That's what the scripture is saying. Keep going.
Yea.
Keep going.
Thy shame shall be seen.
The shame of the white man is being seen. China's a dictator. He had war. Russia's a brutal dictator. Russia declared war on Ukraine because there was an accord made at the end of World War II that NATO would not move 1 inch east towards Russia. Germany got broken up. The Soviet Union got broken up. And that's where you got all of those Czech republics and Jerkins and all of those other countries and Ukraine and Romania, Lithuania, Latvia. All of that was either Germany that was forced to break up, Austria, Hungary, or Russia, or the Soviet Union. None of those countries were ever supposed to join NATO. Most of those countries joined NATO, which violated the treaty. Ukraine was a direct neighbor connected to Russia. Russia said no, they are not allowed to join NATO. America has already broken all the treaties that it made. They were able to break treaties with Esau. They broke treaties with the Gadites. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, they broke the treaty with Isupk, but they can't break treaties with other white men because that white man also has power in his skin. So he's going to go to war. And that's what Russia did. And they were right to do so because the rules that were set in place, the white man can't abide by his own rules. He lied. And that's what caused this war. And now he's trying to swindle Ukraine to steal their mineral resources and swindle Greenland to steal their mineral resources while cutting deals with China and Russia. That shame is open. They calling him out because they got strength in their skin too, but they don't know their time is up. Keep going.
I will take vengeance.
God said he's going to get revenge. Nobody thinks God wants revenge. Why is God saying he wants revenge? Why? Because of the oil? Because of NATO? Because of a bad president? Because the Democratic and Republican Party not working together? Because Parliament has a disagreement? Because this is not right? Because Europe's on the brink of collapse? What does God want vengeance for? People not going to church? They're not paying their tithes to the pastor so he can get Christian Dior and wear red bottoms and have the best singing sodomite he can possibly afford to hit all the good music notes at church. What does God want revenge for? Keep going.
And I will not meet thee as a man.
God said, I'm getting revenge and I'm not going to meet you as a man. Meaning I'm not somebody you can kill. You can't point a missile at me and wipe me out. You can't poison me. You can't give me COVID. You can't flood my town or burn my city up. You can't burn me up or flood me. You can't execute me or put sanctions on me. God is taking vengeance on the white man, and there's nothing he can do. They can only try to delay the inevitable. But God put a spirit on Donald Trump. The same way God put a spirit on Pharaoh. Keep going.
Verse 4. As for our Redeemer.
As for our Redeemer, the Lord will redeem us. Skip me down to verse 5.
Come. Verse 5. Sit thou silent.
The Lord said, sit silent. Be quiet. Always having so much to say. J.D. Vance traveling everywhere. Pete Hegseth want to get down to raping and murdering. Want to get his war fighters in shape and get all the war fighters ready. They're ready to go and murder like they've always done, except they won't have their skin color to protect them anymore. They won't have that protection from God anymore because God, it's time for that to end. Keep going.
And get thee into darkness.
God said he's going to sit you in darkness because before, how can we end this war? We got to get the Americans to broker a deal. We got to get Tony Blair. We got to get the prime ministers. We got to get the adversaries. We got to send France to go talk and shake hands. We got to send Germany and the British. We got to send, the Secretary of State. Get Rubio down there. Get J.D. Vance and the vice president. But now you won't have the power You don't have the clout to go anywhere and shake hands and make people stop fighting because they know you're evil and it's naked and exposed before the world. They know you're supporting the genocide in Palestine. They know it's about oil and minerals and murder. It ain't about justice and stopping drug trafficking. They know you. It's open before the world now. God said you're going to be shamed for it. And you're going to be driven to panic and terror from your own people. Keep going.
O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Daughter of the Chaldeans is the daughter of Babylon. Babylon was the first world empire. Oh, Babylon was the first world empire. And that world empire, you understand, was taken down. It was taken from the Lord. I mean, the Lord took it away. He took it away because all nations of people were coming together. God didn't want all people coming together. He wanted all people separate. That's why he made different languages, different names, different cultures. God separated everybody. Keep going.
For thou shalt no more be called.
You were no longer going to be called what? A lady. Give it to him, Yabakar. Give it to him.
The lady of kingdoms.
You're not going to be called the lady of kingdoms no more. What's the lady? She's such a lady. She get everybody's attention. She make everybody's head turn. She say all the right things. She wear all the right clothes. Her hair always done the right way. She always shining. You understand? They make songs about her. Call her Maria. Call her Sherry. You understand? All wonderful things. Miss Jones. Everything about her. She's a brick house. All the wonderful things. She's the lady. But you're not going to be looked at as the lady no more. We got to go there because everything going to be wonderful. Now, we don't want to go there. They got slave catchers there. They hate Latinos over there. They hate dark-skinned people over there. They abuse their citizens over there. They shoot poor, sweet white women in the face over there. You understand? Y'all don't realize that. White women don't get executed by white police officers. Do you know what that says about America? That Renee Good got shot in the face in broad daylight by another white man. Her skin didn't protect her. The strength in her skin got devoured up. That's what God told Job to say. And that's how you know what time we are in. Keep reading, Yabakar. Give it to him.
Khan, verse 6. I was wroth with my people.
God said, I was angry with my people. Everybody ain't my people. I was angry with my people. Keep going.
I have polluted my inheritance.
I polluted mine inheritance. He polluted us. How did we get polluted? We ended up being ruled over by the other nations of people and their gods and their military and their culture, their lifestyle, their way of living became ours. That has polluted us. Having to survive and wrongfully taking on their gods and being a part of their society, it has polluted us. Feminism and abortion and gangbanging and gangsterism and voting, shaved face, smooth head, LGBT, it has polluted us. Christianity and Islam and weed and cocaine and syrup, pills has polluted us. Liberalism, Mormonism, it has polluted us. The Lord, that was not the way that he set up for us to live. Keep going, Yabakar.
And given them into thine hand.
The Lord said, I gave you my people. The only reason they're able to do any of this is because the Lord gave us to them. If the Lord was protecting us, they could not do anything to us as a people. They've always wanted to destroy us as a people. They've always been gathered together to fight against us. That's why King David had 40 years of war to build the nation of Israel that King Solomon ruled over. That's why Psalms 83 They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, all of them, they've always been against us. Keep going.
Thou didst shew them no mercy.
And they showed us no mercy. Our children in dog cages, our babies on Indian boarding schools, being put in the electric chair, getting beaten to death, getting thrown in mass graves, killing us in the desert, gassing us, washing our Mexican brothers with bleach on the border. That's where Adolf Hitler learned all them terror tactics that he did on the Jewish man. You understand? He learned that from the United States and their cruelty to the tribe of Isupk. You understand? Keep going.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Upon the old man, the old woman, you put a heavy burden on them. You taking their houses away when they're too old to work. You making them too expensive to afford their medication. They can't get to their doctor. They can't get their pills and their help, their medicine. You taking their farms, their family, their young men, their sons and daughters and daughter-in-laws and son-in-laws. You've destroyed their family that would be their heritage. And you put a heavy burden on them to have to survive without your strength. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 7. And thou saidst.
And this is what you say to yourself. This is what the oppressor says. Keep going.
I shall be a lady forever.
I'm going to be the hot thing forever. I'm going to be the Miss Thing forever. I'm going to always be untouched. I'm going to always be the flavor of the month. I'm going to always be the hottest thing going. I'm going to always be where all the heads turn, where everybody want to go. I'm going to always be the best, the sweetest. Not no more. That's what they think. America's not great. America's a place where white women get shot in the face by the police and nothing happens to him. Could you imagine any generation before a white police officer proudly shoots a white woman in the face and nothing happened to him? Oh, this is the end. Keep going.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
You never thought you would actually have to pay. In your heart, in your mind, you never felt it was anything wrong with enslaving the children of God, branding the slaves, castrating brothers, cutting the breasts off of female slaves down in Brazil and giving them as gifts, all kind of buck breaking and all kind of violating kids and children and babies and Epstein Island and sex farms and all kind of terrible things and creating drugs and your CIA and your drones and your spies and your wars and your prison system and your housing markets, your scams, your Jim Crow, your lynching, your redlining. That ICE agent shot her has raised $740,000 because America want white women to get shot in the face by the police. Being a white woman used to mean you were Snow White, you were Cinderella, you Ariel, you Sleeping Beauty, you Snow White, you Princess Frozen, you Claudia Schiffer, and all the top white women, and Cher, and all the other, you Barbie. You're not supposed to be taking a hydra shock to the face, getting your head splattered open in your truck. The training is to preserve your life, to protect you. America now says that they don't love you no more, white woman. The strength of your skin is gone. America don't care about your life anymore. Has thou become as one of us? Are you getting killed by the police like a Breonna Taylor? Are you getting killed by the police like a Sonia Massey? Are you getting gunned down by the police like an Alberta Spruill? Is that what you've become? See, the oppressor never thought they would have to pay. And the average oppressor thinks that they are exempt from the judgment of the crimes that their forefathers and foremothers have gotten away with and gotten rich from for centuries. You understand? Keep going.
Neither didst remember the latter end of it.
You didn't remember the other end of it. You didn't remember what happens when you take somebody's life because you've gone so long without facing any justice. You figure it's okay that you murdered 77 million Native Americans. You figured it's okay that the Portuguese came and enslaved and decimated the natives. It's okay you stole the land, that you chopped off arms and legs and you forced people to be Catholic, that you burned people alive in the house, that you celebrating Thanksgiving, you shooting people running out of a burning house in the middle of the night. You gunning them down and then you sell them in slavery. You didn't think that it was wrong to human traffic God's people. It's wrong to human traffic now that you don't like it anymore. But it was fine when you did it to us. Well, God said you never considered that you would have to pay for it. And now is the time that white people are going to start to pay for what they have done. Keep going.
Verse 8.
That's right, brother.
Hear now this.
The Lord said, hear this. Listen good. Keep going.
Thou that art given to pleasures.
You given to pleasures. All kind of pleasure. Nasty freak off pleasure. Playboy penthouse pleasures. Bohemian Grove pleasures. Cocaine pleasures. Crack pleasures. Newport pleasures. All kind of trips. We get to go out of space pleasure. Hollywood pleasure. Florida Key pleasure. LGBT pleasure. Kill your baby pleasure. All kind of ritual pleasure. Hollywood pleasure. Golden Globes pleasure. Stealing people's family pleasure. Killing the animals pleasure. Extinct species pleasure. Murdering pleasure. Traveling, bombing countries pleasure. Whatever pleasure you wanted, you've been able to do forever. You've been given, completely given to a life of pleasure. What did God say?
That dwellest carelessly.
You dwelled carelessly. You lived without a care. You never thought those people that you've been stepping on and crushing for centuries, you don't look at them as human beings. Keep going.
That sayest in thine heart.
You say in your soul, in your heart. What do they say?
I am and none else beside thee.
Who's like America? Who's going to do something to us? Who's going to do something to me? I'm Britain. I'm France. I'm Spain. I'm European Union. I'm a white man. I'm in Parliament. I'm in NATO. Who's going to do something to me? Keep going.
I shall not sit as a window.
I will never be a widow. I'm never going to be living life like a woman without a man to protect me and fight for me and cover me and go to war for me and defend my honor and to make me safe and hurt my enemies. I'm never going to be a widow. I'm always going to be strong and a lady and fair and beautiful and all these wonderful things forever, no matter what I do, forever. Keep going. What did God say?
Neither shall I know the loss of children.
I'm not going to lose my children the way that Latinos is losing their children. I'm not going to have my children taken away the way that Native Americans had their children taken away. I'm not going to have my babies taken away the way that black people had our babies taken away and fed to alligators, sent to the prison system, given juvenile life, being tried as an adult before your brain even functions. That's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to know the loss of children. Keep going.
Verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
The Lord said in one moment, in one day, something's going to happen to you. Something that you can't fight against. Somebody that you can't find, you can't hunt, you can't hurt, you can't kill. Something that you can't fight against. Terror shall be ready at your side on all sides. This is a prophecy from the Lord. We just reading the Bible. We ain't hurt nobody in the UPK. You oppressors are shooting white women in the face. And then you joke about it. Said that you understand? That LGBT BITCH, that's what you get for coming up against us. A white woman not safe in America anymore? My goodness. Keep going.
The loss of children.
You're going to lose your children in one moment, in one day. And God is about to take the oppressor's children away. In this World War III, they are going to lose so many of their children. That family annihilator syndrome is real. You see all these ICE agents getting all this money and this bonus. Wait till Donald Trump does what he does best and stops paying people. Wait till he stopped making payments. You see, he stopped paying on that West Wing that he tore down, or the East Wing. The construction workers stopped doing the construction because he stopped paying. You see, he didn't went bankrupt. He filed for bankruptcy in all his businesses so he don't have to pay his bills. He's trying to get rid of the U.S. currency so that he don't have to pay back any of America's debt to all the people that hold American bonds to do business. Keep going.
And widowhood.
Widowhood. You're going to send your husband off to work and he never coming back. And you're going to be a single mother now. Just like blacks and Latinos and Native Americans, you're going to be a single mother now, white woman. Because you're going to lose your husband. God is going to take your husbands away. You're going to send them to Syria. They're going to be sent to Greenland. They're going to be sent to China. They're going to be sent to Korea. They're going to be sent, and they're not going to come home. They're going to be sent to Nigeria. They're going to get sent to Africa. They're not going to come home. You're never going to see them again. You're going to cry and boo-hoo till your eyes burn, till your lungs burn, till your chest burn, till you're choking from the tears. The same way that you have made blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans cry and suffer in pain and lamentation. God said he is going to repay you, not us, not the Black Panthers. We ain't the Black Panthers, not the nation, not the Muslims, and we ain't Muslims, not the Christian church, and we ain't Christians. God is going to make you pay, and there's nothing that can be done. No plea deal, no bribery, no treaty, no meeting, no summit. You cannot. God already set this in motion. It's too late. Keep going.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude.
In their perfection, in a perfect way. You ain't going to be able to blame blacks and Latinos because you done thrown everybody out the country. Everybody running from you. It's going to be your own people. And you keep pushing. That Patriot Front is coming. You keep sending agents and soldiers. There's some of that Patriot Front and Proud Boys in the military. That's why Donald Trump made a secret police force inside of the National Guard. Wait till you National Guard members find out that Donald Trump gonna turn on you too. He done already turned on the police. He done turned on the states. He done turned on the Senate. He done turned on Congress. He done already shut them out of the decision-making powers. He done turned on the judges, turned on the district attorneys. He turned on the governors, turned on the mayors, turned on the citizens. Keep going.
For the multitude of thy sorceries.
For all the evil and the witchcraft that you've done. All your lies about it fair and wait in line and do it the right way. That's not going to stop you from getting picked up and beaten and pepper sprayed. And your windows bust out and drugged down the street. Slick and arrogant. You understand? Well, the Lord has a payment coming. Give me what you threw out of Yabakar. Give me what you got, Yaquab.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1. Slack you, sir. Which verse you want me to start at? Verse 2?
I said 1 and 3.
1 and 3.
Let me hear 2.
Come on. Book of Malachi, chapter 1, starting at verse 2. I have loved you.
The Lord said he's loved the children of Israel. Keep going.
Saith the Most High.
Keep going.
Yet ye say,
Yet our people is saying, keep going.
Wherein hast thou loved us?
He said, how have you loved us? We suffering and starving in the ghetto. We in the reservations. INS detention centers. We got no resources. We don't have coats. We don't have food. The jobs is gone. Our homes is gone. We living in the cars. They done repossess our cities. The grocery stores is shutting down everywhere. Can't afford the basic things. The schools is closed. We in and out of jail. How have you loved us? Keep going.
Yet I love Jacob.
The Lord said, yet I love Jacob. Love is to keep the commandments. I gave you my word and instructions. And our people just decided we want to do something else. Keep going.
Verse 3. And I hated Esau.
And God said he's hated Esau. He's always hated the so-called white man. Since the very beginning of the Bible, God has hated Esau. And Esau has hated God. Keep going.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Why did he say his mountains? Because Esau comes from the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. Esau doesn't come from the land like a normal human being. You don't come from the land and the earth. He comes from the caves. That's what the caveman or the Neanderthal. Keep going.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom saith.
This is what Esau says. Edom is Esau. This is what the so-called white man says in his spirit. Keep going.
We are impoverished.
Said we poor. At one time they were poor, and that was the best thing for them. Without power, without authority to travel and steal and pillage and destroy. Keep going.
But we will return.
But he said we're going to return. Go ahead.
And build the desolate places.
And we're going to build back our old places. We're going to build them back up. Keep going.
Thus saith the Most High of hosts.
This is what God says in response to that. Keep going.
They shall build.
Said they're going to build. They're going to build up their desolate places. Keep going.
But I will throw down.
The Lord said, I'm going to destroy everything that they build. Why would God say this? I thought God loved everybody. Why would God say he's going to destroy everything that the white man built? Keep going.
And they shall call them.
And they will be known. The white man is going to be known what? What are they going to be called?
The border of wickedness.
The border of wickedness, meaning that this is how far evil can go. Meaning this is as far as evil can possibly go. The border of wickedness. Keep going.
And
go ahead.
The people against whom the Most High have indignation forever.
And they're going to be known as the people that God hates them forever. Indignation is fierce anger and hatred. They're going to be known as the people that God hates forever. Yabakar, take me to Romans chapter 9.
Okay.
Give me Romans chapter 9 and verse 12.
Okay. Romans chapter 9, verse 12. It was said unto her.
It was said unto her.
The elder shall serve the younger.
The elders, Esau shall serve the younger. Keep going.
13. As it is written.
Written where? We just read it in the Old Testament. Go ahead.
Jacob have I loved.
God said he loved Jacob. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Jacob have I loved.
But Esau have I hated.
God said he's always hated Esau. From the beginning, he hated Esau. Give me verse 14.
Verse 14. What shall we say then?
What are we going to say about this? What are we
Is
going
there
to say?
unrighteousness with God?
Is God wrong for hating the so-called white man? Keep going.
God forbid.
God said, God forbid. Hell no, he ain't wrong for hating the white man. Give me verse 15.
15. For he saith to Moses.
This is what the Lord said to Moses.
I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
I will have mercy on whoever I so choose. Keep going.
And I will have compassion on whom I'll have compassion.
And whoever I want to have compassion on, that's who gets it. Give me verse 16.
16. So then it is not of him that willeth.
It's not of the person who desires, who wills. It ain't their decision.
Nor of him that runneth.
It's not of him that's doing the work. It's not something that they decided. It's not something that's alive right now. They're alive and running. They're doing the work. It's not your decision. Keep going.
But of God that sheweth mercy.
God is going to show mercy on whoever he chooses. Give me verse 17.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh.
This is what the Bible, this is what the Lord said in the scripture to Pharaoh when we were in Egypt. Keep going.
Even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
This is the reason that I raised you up with this power, with this authority, with your strength, your military, your might, your wealth, your riches, all of your vanity, your arrogance, your power. This is why I raised you up. Why?
That I might show my power in thee.
That I might show my power in you, so that you can be strong and powerful and vain and arrogant and conquer, and everyone will get to see you, and you'll be the champion, and you'll have the title, and you'll have the reputation, you'll have the name, you'll have the notoriety, and they'll be afraid of you. And then I'll send my son to break your jaw and knock you out. And then my son will have the title. That's all. Big George Foreman was the man. He was the man. The rumble in the jungle. You understand? Big George Foreman, he was knocking everybody out. Then he fought Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali knocked George Foreman out. Everybody was the man till they fought young Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson put a fist to your temple and your behind went to the ground. You understand?
Okay.
So as bad as you were, your reputation got fed to Iron Mike. This is the example. The Lord said, I'm going to show my power because when I crush you, Pharaoh, my reputation will be, oh, remember what happened to Pharaoh and them? Yeah, that was the God of that's God of Israel, the God of the Hebrews. You got to respect the Hebrews. You got to respect that God. You know how powerful Pharaoh was. You know how powerful America was. You know how powerful the presidents were. The CIA and the FBI. Remember ICE? Oh, my goodness. They were snatching up babies, beating up people running, chasing people off the roofs, body slamming, dragging pregnant women, breaking grandma's jaws. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, you know, the God of the children of Israel is much stronger than that. You see what happened to them. They just all started having heart attacks. They were jumping out the car. It was like something was happening to them. The death angel came through one night and wiped Egypt out. Now the Lord got the reputation. And we being his children, we got the Lord's reputation. That's exactly what's going to happen now to the so-called white man, just like it happened to Pharaoh. Keep going.
and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
The whole earth will know the God of the children of Israel, because the white man is going to be taken out. The Lord is going to make war with him and destroy him. And then everybody will know that the God of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the God of Israel, the God of the Israelites, that's the real power. Look what happened to America. Look what happened to Britain. Look what happened to Spain. Look what happened to France and Italy, Germany. Look what happened to them. Keep going.
Okay. 18. Therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy.
He's going to have mercy on whoever he wants. Keep going.
And whom he will harden it.
And he hardened Pharaoh's heart, just like he hardened Christy Noam and Caroline Levitt and what's my man? Kegs Breath, Pete Hexeth, and Don something, the border czar. He hardened them, and Christy Noam and Tulsi Gabbard. They don't have no conscience about what's being done to the children of Israel. That's why the Lord is going to wipe the oppressor out. He's going to bring them justice and destroy their world, their empire, their economy. All of it is going to fall for the evil that they have done. We ain't doing nothing. We just going to serve the Lord. We're going to stop eating pork, stop eating shrimp, give back their Christianity, give back their Islam, give back their weed, their drugs, their pills, change and leave all of their customs and culture and holiday. Lead a military, their government, and we're going to turn and build up the Lord's army and fix our people. And then the Lord is going to wipe them out while we grow and get stronger and build up who the Lord loves. Who the Lord hates is going to face their judgment. You understand? Skip me down to verse 20.
Come. Verse 20. Nay, but
keep reading.
Oh man.
Keep reading.
Who art thou that repliest against God?
You a regular man. Who are you to speak against God? Keep going.
Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it?
The thing that was formed. The Lord formed man and formed people. Are you now going to tell God who made man? Keep going.
Why hast thou made me thus?
Are you going to ask God why he made you to be the devil the Bible speaks of, white man? Why did he make blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to be his chosen people? Why the Africans is in the jungle eating a monkey's paw in a bowl? Why the Asians is eating Pokemon, spreading COVID throughout the world? The Lord formed all man. They didn't have a choice to be what they wanted to be. God formed man. God made a purpose for these so-called white men, just like he made a purpose for all the other people. Everything he created, he had a purpose for. Keep going.
21. Have not the potter power over the clay?
The potter is what makes everything that comes from clay. His hands make a vessel, a vase. You understand? Keep going.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor.
He could take a material and make something wonderful and honorable, something beautiful, like fine china. Everybody know grandma would say, if you familiar, don't be anywhere near that china closet. You can't touch the china closet. Don't go near it. Don't play it. The good dishes in there, the good silver, all of that. The good plates, the good forks. That's that china closet. You ain't supposed to go over there. You understand? Who remembers that china closet? Y'all might not be old enough. That china closet gone. I don't know if they got china closet these last 2 generations. Y'all type in and y'all remember that china closet. I remember it. You understand? Vessels of dishonor, just like the living room furniture. I remember it. That living room furniture. Kids don't supposed to be in the living room. Some of the furniture had plastic on it. Sofa never been sat on since the 1970s. You could never put your behind on the skin of that sofa. That sofa been in that damn plastic for 40 years. You got to wait till Big Mama die before you can actually sit and touch the sofa. Damn sofa brand new under that plastic. Damn plastic furniture. You don't know what the hell that sofa feel like. Right. Y'all remember that china closet. Okay, I see y'all remember. Well, you can take those beautiful porcelain dishes and you can make fine china. And it'll be beautiful to look at, and you eat your good fancy food on the good plates. And you know what else you can take with that porcelain? You can take and make a toilet. Everybody can come and pee and defecate on the toilet. You understand? And that toilet will get dishonored forever. That's right. That plastic will burn the hell out of your leg, burn your face. That's why you used to have to put the towel on it first. They would let the baby sleep on it because they love the baby. If it was too many babies, you would put the towel down. Then you would put the baby on the towel. Otherwise, they'd stick to the damn sofa. You understand? That's right. Grandma had plastic on that furniture. And as soon as grandma died, the damn plastic disappeared. Brand new sofa up under there. 65 years later, brand new sofa. Never been touched. You understand? Well, God said one vessel can be made for honor. Beautiful china, and then one vessel could be a toilet. Made to be crapped on and defecated. You go in there, you throw up in the toilet, you pee all on the toilet. Well, there's a vessel for honor, which is us, and a vessel for dishonor, which God made the oppressor to be a vessel, something to carry dishonor. That's what they're supposed to do. From the very beginning, Cain was dishonorable. Esau was dishonorable. We are not supposed to be the dishonorable people. That's right. You'll be stuck on that couch. He didn't make us to be the dishonorable people. The people drinking the damn cold medicine, crushing up pills, taking powder, snorting powder up your nose, set something on fire and then suck it in until you get cancer. You suck it in smoke till you get cancer. Ruining your throat, ruining your bladder, ruining your prostate, ruining your heart, ruin your lungs, ruin your gums, ruin your teeth, ruin your tongue, ruin your eyes. There's a vessel of people that are supposed to dishonor themselves, not us. Man letting another man run in their behind. There's a vessel of people that God made to be dishonorable, not us. A woman laying down with another woman, pretending like she's a man. There's a people that God made to be dishonorable, not us. Hating your father, cussing your parents out, putting your parents in the home, beating on your mother and father, killing your whole family because your times get hard. Call it family annihilator system. We are not to be the dishonorable people. God made a people to be dishonored. Keep going.
And another unto dishonor.
The oppressor is the vessel that's supposed to be dishonored. All right, give me 22. We get up out of here.
Come. 22. What if God?
What if the Most High,
willing to show his wrath?
He's willing to show his anger. You won't know God can get angry unless it floods, unless Sodom and Gomorrah gets burned down. You don't know that your father really means something until you make him angry. You didn't know dad was like, you didn't know what would happen. All you knew was you were getting warnings. Now, you see what that warning was for. You see what's behind that authority. Now your eyes are open. Well, we didn't know that the Lord would punish us the way that he said. Now we see it. Keep going.
And to make his power known.
Now you know his true power. You didn't realize the Lord was that strong. Keep going.
Endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction.
See, the Lord is very long suffering. And the destruction that he has coming for the so-called white man is going to be very fitting, and that's what he was created for. He is to be destroyed. You understand? He's the perfect villain. Just like every good hero needs a villain. And that's who the oppressor is, man. And that's what the Lord is bringing. So with that, we're going to go ahead and end it. We're going to wrap it up there, all right? Most High in Christ, we're going to wrap it up, clap it up. Let's get these security announcements. Get y'all up out of there. Rakatha Yahweh Yahweh. All right, let's go.
With the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for a year. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is
that's very important. 1 second. That rule is very important. These protocols are put in this school for a very good reason, to protect brothers and sisters so that you get an opportunity, so that a new brother or sister comes into the school, they get an opportunity to change their lives, to learn, to grow, to change their lives, to be saluted only. There's a purpose, just to be saluted, so that they can strive and move forward with changing their lives, with learning, with growing, with getting rid of the old man, getting rid of the old woman. They're to be saluted only, so that they're striving to perfect themselves, to go forward more and more, to learn. That's what their focus should be, so that one day when the time comes, they will have focused and grown to be more than just saluted. They need, every brother and sister needs that time so that they can grow. They can just focus on growing and becoming a new man, a new woman. You understand? Keep going.
Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers, chapter 18, 21, Malachi 3, 8, and 10. Ma'asher, which means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount is to what? Upcoming holy convocations, the Feast of Purim, which is, what day is that? I'm sure.
March 2nd.
March 2nd.
On a Monday.
On a Monday. Okay. Akyam and Akwab, check your bulletin board in the school. If anyone wants to be a trooper, he is to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and war scarf. Okay. So,
all right. Right.
With that, we'll give a courtesy salute to the highest ranking man of Israel, Elijah, which means to stand. Elijah Shabbat, Elijah, Barak, Yahweh
Rakatha. Yahweh Rakatham.
Yahweh Sar, which means to turn. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters, Elijah, which means to stand. Man of Israel, Elijah Shabbat, Elijah, Barak, Yahweh Class dismissed.
Most High in Christ.
It's that time of year. We're going to be in Houston, Texas from April 1st to April 5th, celebrating the Lord's 57th annual Passover under Commanding General Yohana. Jam-packed, full of events, line dancing, fishing, horseback riding, rides for the kids, bounce houses, and the annual lamb slaughter held at the BH Ranch. And it ain't no party like the all-black party, the annual all-black party. 14149 Player Street in Houston, Texas. You know it's gonna be lit. All leading up to Saturday, April 4th, the Lord's 57th annual Passover. You still got time. Go to isupk.com to pay your Passover fee. 18 and over, $200. You do not want to miss the Lord's 57th annual Passover. Houston, Texas.